Okay, so we look at cryptos a lot on this channel, but today we're going to look at a mining corporation, something in the real world, something tangible, a big asset that you can buy a piece of. So this is a paid promotion because they want to get the word out, and crowded spaces obviously need a little bit more marketing, a little more push. So this is what we're going to go into today. Really exciting. I talk about crypto a lot, but I'm super excited to talk about something else that I believe in, something else I have allocations in, which is mining. Any kind of natural resources have so much value, I think, because it's a finite resource, right? We're not going to make any more of them, at least for right now. So building Mexico's next diversified mid-tier metals producer. So this is under the stock ticker ATLY. Now that's something to look at, and you can see up 10%, up 10.71%. Like I said, we track cryptos all the time, and that's even huge for the crypto space. So this is amazing for assets such as an equities, which is just so happy to see. So the Mining Corporation is a Canadian-based publicly traded mining company operating in Mexico that engages in exploration. Now, a little while back, there was a lot of kind of penny stocks coming up and making a huge wave in the market. And lots of these were dedicated to mining. So this is very, very topical right now. This is huge in the space, and kind of all the insiders are looking this way, or at least all the people I consider very smart are looking this way and engaging in project like this. Now, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. That being said, there is a portion of my portfolio allocated to this, so I wanted to show this to y'all as well. Its mining is currently in commercial production at its 100% owned Campo Morado mine. It's going to make me use my Spanish during this. Processing approximately 2,000 tons per day through mines milling facilities producing zinc, lead concentrates with gold, silver, and copper as byproducts. Now we know there's supply chain shortages all over the world right now due to the pandemic and everything else like that. So to see a raw producer of materials is very exciting. In addition, the company owns 100% of the project currently in construction development of its own on-site mineral processing plant with a designed capacity of 1,000 TPD, which we just learned, which is tons per day. It provides its investors uncorrelated exposure to the mining sector by one defensive asset class linked to precious metal returns. And so the big thing with cryptos, right, is like people think it's a store of value. And the original store of value is precious metals, and that is something that has been around since the dawn of time, one of the best stores of value, if you will. So this is really kind of going back to basics, and there's still exciting things happening in this space. Two, a cyclical return asset class, base metals, zinc, lead, and copper. The opportunity to invest in a company with a high potential and a low risk stage. It has a portfolio of 2 advanced projects, one of which is already providing stable cash flow to the company. Watch a video introduction from the CEO, and we are going to watch actually a clip. So let's actually tune into this now, and I will get you to the investor presentation and kind of the corporate structure and all the stuff that you'll need to know for this.
All right, welcome back inside our proactive newsroom. And joining me now is Ralph Shearing, the CEO of Altaley Mining. And Ralph, it's great to have you back again. How are you?
Doing well, Steve. Thank you very much. And all good here, just back from Mexico, so lots to tell.
Yeah, lots to talk about for sure. And we're talking about your Q2 production numbers. And before we get into the numbers themselves, just remind everyone a little bit about Campo Morado and where it is and what's being produced there.
Yeah, sure. Campo Morado is, at this point in time, a zinc mine. It's located in the state of Guerrero, Mexico. And it's around the 6th largest Mexican zinc producer at this point in time.
Okay, so let's talk about some of the numbers because they were very strong. So Q2 metal recoveries, gold up 50%, silver up 23%, lead by 18%, and zinc up 6%. So Ralph, you talked about in our last interview that you really want to see these type of increases, and you've done that.
Yeah, so far so good. I mean, the precious metal recoveries still are not huge, but they're a significant increase from the last quarter. And that's really a function of the crews on site and the operations team in the mill are implementing a few things to really improve that. So, we're really happy. It's increasing our revenue. We've had better metal prices as well, which is also increasing our revenue. But it's been a pretty good quarter all told.
Yeah, net revenue up about 36%. So that's some real positives here for people to take away from, I think.
Yeah, and it was $16.6 million in net revenue for the quarter. And one of the other things that I believe we can still continue to increase is all of the recoveries, base metal and precious metals. We actually have a pilot plant that's finally reached site. It's just being set up, and we'll be conducting 3 months of really hard metallurgical testing to try to improve base metal recoveries and precious metal recoveries.
Yeah. So you feel you got better numbers coming, you feel?
Yeah, this is more of a longer term approach. It'll be, the pilot plant will be tested over the next 3 to 4 months, and we would see from the results of that implementing any technology required to increase those recoveries late this year, early next year. But I see, I see some really good potential improvements based on that metallurgical testing.
Okay. Yeah, and the last question I want to ask you about, Ralph, is we should get an update on Tahoeto. This is your other project. It's in construction. So I know you can say, what's the update? Well, it's continuing. So that's where it was last time. I guess it's continuing also again.
Yeah, it is. I mean, the construction is ongoing. They're getting the mill, all the roofing's on it, getting on it now. And, everything's moving forward. We're just getting ready to close our last funding. That's the Ascendo Banco funding. So we expect that should happen very quickly. And hope to bring that news to market very soon.
All right. Well, great stuff, Ralph. Well, great to see you again. Congratulations on Campo Morado. We look forward
to we love to see it. And that's a really good kind of high level view of what's going on here and kind of where they are and kind of where the roadmap is, if you will. So now let's get into the geeky stuff, which I love. That's my favorite thing to do. Explore our portfolio. The Mining Corporation is a Canadian-based mining company. We know that, with 2 100% owned Mexican gold, silver, and base metal mining projects. It provides investors uncorrelated exposure to the mining sector with defensive asset class. So these are the 2 projects in more of a pictorial format, if you will. There's a 7492 hectare property, covers at least 12 mineralized zones, hosted within a structurally controlled system that has been traced for more than 6 kilometers. I can't even run that long in a day. Campo Morado is a polymetallic underground operation located in the state of Guerrero, Mexico, with infrastructures, installations, and equipment capable of producing 2,500 TPD of ore. This is really such, in my mind, something I enjoy investing in, is like mining, because I just like it. I mean, you can't go past mining to more base materials, like you're starting at zero. You're starting at where it all begins. So you can't get any more further in the supply chain than that. So Telso Mining Corporation, this is a condensed financial statement, and it's unaudited for the 3 months ending March 2021 and 2020. So it's a consolidated financial statement of the mining corporation, has been prepared by the company's management and approved by the audit committee and the board of directors. So you can see this is expressed in thousands of Canadian dollars. We have the current assets right here. We have the cash on hand, the marketing securities, the accounts receivable, which is what they need, accounts, prepaid expenses and deposits in there too, inventories, the liabilities, and you're going to see a large amount of liabilities in the mining space. It's very capital heavy. However, that capital heavy thing is also an asset of which they have, right? So it's almost like I look at it as like a rental property, right? You buy something, so it's cash heavy to buy that rental property. However, it spits off more cash to you, so that's kind of the asset part of the entire thing. So as you can see, there's the total liabilities and the total liabilities and deficiencies in there expressed as that legend said up there. So the gross revenues and the gross sales for 3 months ending in 2021, 21,216, ending in March 2020, 7,727, and then the cost of sales, we have the production cost right there, which leaves us a mine operating profit of 5,189 and 63, And then we have consulting fees, wages, and benefits, and all the other expenses which they have, which is the total income loss. And then they have other comprehensive income losses right there with foreign currency translation adjustment. So the weighted average number of common shares outstanding, we have the basic and the diluted. If you don't know those terms, we can take you through them. Just write in the comments and we will get through it. So this is a balance sheet right here, which shows you exactly where all the money is. And honestly, like this is where I geek out. And I would definitely encourage you, if you're remotely interested in this company, to go through all of these statements. You can geek out all the time. This is what, Daddy Warren Buffett used to do back in the day prior to computers. He would just flip through Moonies and read all those financial statements to see if that's something that they wanted to do. So this is their security filings on the Canadian market, which we can look at too. And the main thing that we kind of really want to look at here is the team. We love the team, but we also want to see, like, does this team know what they are doing in this space? It's great to have a great team, but it's even better to have a team that knows what they're doing specifically in this space. So this is the managing director, David Rhodes. I actually know David Rhodes, not this one, but I do know one. Has over 30 years experience in the finance industry, and as a result has arranged over $10 billion of funding for mining companies across the globe. El Mundo, if you will, since we're in Mexico, in our minds and in mining. In our minds. Get it? Isn't that funny? All right. David's career in the finance industry has spanned more than 25 years. Prior to joining Endeavour over 14 years ago, he was at Standard Bank London, Limited Barclays Capital, and Royal Bank of Scotland. I mean, that's like the creme de la creme of international finance right there. At Standard Barclays, he sourced, structured, and syndicated finance for mining projects and companies on a global basis, including advice and derivative products. So basically brings everyone together, all these rich people together, to invest in something, and then we all get to own a piece of that investment, right? So cool to see. We love to see it. Having lived and worked in London and New York, which is the top two things for international finance, faux show. He has international experience in the North and South American markets, European, CIS, and African markets. As a result, he has arranged over $10 billion in funding for mining companies. I bet his dinners with all his investors are legendary. Bet there's steak, wine, bring it on. Bet there's all those things. All right, so this is his deal experience right there, and you can go through and source those things. If you want to geek out and look at all those and Google every single thing, you can feel free to do that. We would love to see it done. Like I said, do your own due diligence in here. This is me just presenting something on a platter for you, something that has come across my desk that we wanted to share. So once again, we love to see it. We can see the filing date, the time of filing, the file format on all these things, which once again, we love to see. And we can cover the increasing precious metals production. Over the first 4 years of operation, it has a forecast, and I'm skipping that word because I can't, my Spanish is so malo, muy malo, if you will. So I try to skip as much Spanish pronunciation as possible. There was one time in Mexico, fairly recently, that I was ordering some food, and I was like, I'll have, and this was in Spanish, so I was like, this, and that. And I went on for about 6 minutes ordering everything I wanted and stuff like that. I was like, man, I'm really crushing the Spanish. And the waiter was like, what? He didn't understand a word that I said. So from that, I'm just like, I'm not going to pronounce any more Spanish names right now. It's forecasted to add 25,000 ounces of annual gold production plus silver and base metal byproducts. Upon commercial production at that site, it will transition to a primary precious metal producer. So they're going to do like a little pivot, but a projected pivot. In 2022, revenue from gold and silver production is forecast to make 53% of net revenue, which is up 41% from 2021, which is huge. Excellent potential for material re-rating as high growth precious metals focus producer. Forecast recovered metal production, 58% growth, as you can see right there. Net revenue by metal, 2021 forecast, Campo Morado only. 2022 forecast, Campo Morado plus the other site. Strengthened management team, we have David Rhodes, our buddy that we just covered. We have Ralph Shearing, like the sheep. We have Mark Bailey, we have Tom Kelly, we have Natasha Kernian, an independent director. And so, I mean, all their experiences are just exactly what I would want to see in kind of a management team. Independent director, Robert Guzman. I only know that from watching Elite on Netflix. So Ruben Ortega, Omar, Armando. So all these people have quite the CV and resume, specifically in this space. Initial production near end of 2021 is ramping to full production in early 2022, set to be the highest graded gold mines in Mexico. So summary of the project, as we can see right here, we have probable reserves, M&I resources, inferred resources, and we want to see kind of the mine life based on reserves, right? Because this kind of tells us how much juice is left in the fruit, how much juice is left to squeeze, how many more pennies can we get from that mine. And it's 10 plus years, which is amazing. And then 20 plus years, life based on resources, 40K ounces, US 808 ounce, 25,000 ounce annual average gold payable, and then the 1,000 TPD, the initial production. So good to see too. Company forecast based on current reserves and the 2017 PFS under the 1,000 TPD operation. Revenue breakdown. As we can see, gold is 69% of everything, which is like their main value, right? Their main store of value. Silver is 12%, zinc is 13%, lead is 6%. Gold equivalent production and AISC forecast is internal forecast, and we can see right there them forecasting to 2030. Obviously, it gets less because you got to deplete that mine, but if all the numbers are right, then they have that predicted pretty well. And it seems fairly easy to predict with smart people. You know, I don't know. That's just me. Construction is 80% complete. Underground development is 90% complete. Target initial production late Q4 2021 with ramp up and commissions in Q1 and Q2 2022. Remaining capital expenditures, as you can see, the power supply, the mining equipment, other general infrastructure, roads, buildings, tailing storage facilities, water supply, mine development, processing plant. It's 80% complete right there. The mineralized district, as you can go see, and if you have your geology cap on, you can go and look at that and Google all those terms and see exactly what all these terms mean and why they might be of interest to you. This is the operations, the zinc, flotation cells, camping and dining facilities. Love to see that. Sounds fun. Sounds like a party. Concentration being loaded for delivery, milling factories, milling facility, the jaw crusher. I used to eat those as a kid. And then tailing storage expansion. This is the strong production growth right here. And then as you have the growth opportunities, which I think is kind of the most exciting thing with the near-term expansion, the optimized precious and base metal recoveries, historic tailings, near-term resource growth, long-term expansion to 5,000 TPD. Hard to say, but important to know. So this is just kind of the initial topical view, like I said in the beginning, of this. And if you want more information, all this is available for public knowledge and public consumption, and we would love to let you check it out and let you look at it. You know, I'm definitely not affiliated with the company in any way. This is just something that came across my desk, and we are checking it out. All right, thanks so much for watching. More updates coming at you soon, more companies to look at. Thanks for watching.